Greetings one, greetings all. So, progress on the turd continues. I went under the front of this trailer 3 times with the leaf blower, blowing all the crap out from under it. All the dropped insulation and the dust and the chunks of stuff, and yeah, it's a mess. But anyway, the vapor barrier that's under there is all discombobulated, and I don't know. I don't like it. I want all new, fresh, clean shit. It's been under there since the trailer was put here in the 70s. So I want it done, and done pretty and done right. So I'm gonna run tarping all the way to the front. Not only that, with the advent of, the reason I keep looking off to the right is I'm actually hunting right now. I got these frickin' woodpeckers. The siding on the trailer is all soft and rotted because people in the past didn't maintain the place, and the rain gutters packed up with dirt, and so the rain would just spill over the side of the roof and run down the siding and got into the wood and rotted the wood. So now the woodpeckers, it's easy for them to drill holes in this stuff and try to make nests and whatnot. So I bought a BB gun, and I'm sitting out here picking off woodpeckers. I tried everything else. Okay. My first resort is not to kill something. My first resort is to repel something. So I went online and I looked, and supposedly you can spray peppermint oil on the spot where the bird is working, and it will, they don't like the smell, so they leave it alone. Well, that's not working. These little woodpeckers are persistent little bastards, and they keep coming back. So I got no resort. I'm not going to drop big money on some sort of ultrasonic pest repeller that's going to run out here, be chirping away all hours of the day and night to keep these things away. So I'm just going to pick them off one at a time. So yeah, I mean, we're sitting here. The guy was working on the side of the house here just a little while ago, and I tried to sneak up on him, and I scared him off. So I'm waiting for him to come back. So that's why I keep looking to the right. But anyway, I'm gonna put all new vapor barrier under this thing, all nice and neat, nice bright blue color, and all the insulation that is dropped down. Hold on. Away from the floor. Gonna put new insulation in and secure it, and then I won't have that issue. They make a foil insulation material. It comes in a big roll. It's real thin. It's about a 1/4 inch thick, so it doesn't really have a lot of R value. I think I talked about this already. And I'm going to staple that to the underside of the whole trailer before I put the chicken wire securement material up, and that'll brighten everything up under there. Menards has LED strip lights, like shop lights, 2 for $10. And they're linkable. You can link like up to 14 or 15 of these lights together in a continuous line. So I'm going to install those under there right down the middle of the trailer. I'm going to redo the electrical so that I have a pedestal post outside the building here with an outlet and a light switch on it. And all of my heat tapes, there's actually 2. There's one that I just affixed properly to the underside of the sewer line, and then there's another one for the main water feed to keep those from freezing in the winter. Those will be plugged into that receptacle. And then easy access, you know, for that, because they get unplugged in the summer. There's no reason to run heat tape in the summer. But then I'm going to also put a light switch on there that will allow me to just flip the light switch on, and then all the lights underneath the trailer will come on. And with that foil material up on the underside of the trailer, and then the bright blue tarp on the ground, it'll be bright under there. You'll be able to see, be nice and clean. And theoretically, I should never have to really go under there for much of anything on a regular basis. But I'm one of these types of people that I want it to look really good and be really clean and bright under there, so that if I ever did have to crawl under there for any reason, it's good to go. Not only that, resale value. So when it comes time to sell this place and move up north, I know myself, when I always thought of mobile homes, and I always thought of, you know, I knew people that had them. The big fear factor was, oh my God, I don't want to crawl under that thing because there's big spiders and there's big rats and mice and, you know, raccoons and stuff like that, you know, critters. It was always the Indiana Jones sticking your arm into the bug infested hole, and I don't like that. I can't sleep at night knowing that. So it's going to be squeaky clean with the new tarping down on the ground. All I really got to do is once a year get under there with a leaf blower and blow the dust off, if there's even any dust that ends up under there. I can use my thermal fogger. Come on, woodpecker, come back. I can use my thermal fogger, which is this thing right here. So that's got insecticide in it. Does a really good job of killing mosquitoes and flies and stuff like that, but it also works on spiders. So what I can do is I can leave like an access port in the skirting. I've done this a couple times already in preparation for this job, because I'll never forget when I first bought the trailer, finished the bathroom. Bathroom's all done. And I come in the morning, I went in there in the morning to do some business. And I sit down on the commode and I look at the bathtub, and in the bathtub is this giant frickin' spider. It is the size of a 50-cent piece or bigger. Just a big spider. And it was carrying an egg sack. And I'm like, oh, hells no. And I know that it came from underneath this trailer. And it got up through one of the holes in the floor, climbed up a pipe or up a wire or something, and got into the building. And I'm like, no, I'm not sleeping at night and having something like that crawl across my face, much less the girlfriend. So what I can do with this thermal fogger is I can leave a hole in the side of the skirting, and stick the nozzle of that thing in there and just pump the whole underside with fog. And that fog will permeate all the cracks and crevices and nooks and crannies, and it'll kill all these spiders. And I again will sleep better at night. And yeah, so that's the plan. But I want it nice and neat under there. So I actually took, come on woodpecker, I don't have all day. I actually took vacation days the beginning of this upcoming week. And thanks to the COVID shot, I didn't remember that I took them. So I had plans to go camping Saturday, Sunday, and Monday with a girlfriend. And totally forgot about it until Friday, yesterday, when I was driving on my service route. That's when I remembered it. And then I reminded her she'd forgotten about it. She thought it was the following weekend. So she had a meltdown because she doesn't want to disappoint me, put it that way. She is like amazing. Her personality is just perfect. And I thought I heard him. He's got a very distinct call. So her personality is that of a giver, not a taker, like her predecessor was. She's not selfish. She's not hung on herself. She's not an elitist. She doesn't think the world revolves around her and everybody has to hand her everything on a silver platter. So when she remembered that this weekend was camping weekend, she literally broke down and was crying and overwhelmed and stuff. So I calmed her down and I told her, I said, hey, here's what we'll do. I'll take, since I didn't remember it myself, I'll take my vacation here and I'll bust ass on this trailer. And then this next coming weekend, we'll head up there Friday night after work, and Friday night and Saturday night, and then come back Sunday midday or something like that. It'll be okay. So she's okay with that. So that's what we're gonna do. But I raked up the yard a little bit to get some of this crap out of here. Another thing I want to do is I gotta crawl under this deck, because believe it or not, this deck at one time was an enclosed room, I think. And was heated. How, I don't know. But there's insulation under the deck. That's bad news. That's trapping moisture between the insulation and you see the black on there? It's trapping insulation between the, oh, here's that plastic. Look at this. What a shit show. It's trapping insulation or moisture between the underside of the decking boards and the insulation's all moldy and rotting. It's got to come out of there. So that's on the list today too, is cut all that shit out of there, rip it out of there, so this can dry out under here. And yeah, a lot of stuff to do before the snow flies. I'm not so sure I'm gonna actually get the fireplace in before winter. I was talking to some people about this fireplace. Let me show you again, refresh your memory. It's the coolest fireplace in the world. I freaking love it. I want to use it, but light in here. That's straight out of the 70s. It's made by Majestic Fireplace. And that fits in that corner so perfect. Oh my God, that would be so cool. But I talked to some people in the know, and what they told me is that that fireplace, since that door on the front of there is just nothing but a screen, it's not glass, it's not a sealed combustion chamber, that fireplace is literally going to suck all the heat out of my building. So what's going to happen is called convection. Once that fire gets going, heat rises, goes up through the chimney, right? Creates a suction. And it will literally pull all the warm air out of the trailer through that opening in the front of the fireplace, through the screen doors, and suck it right up out through the chimney. So my idea for supplemental heating off of that is actually not going to work. It's going to be detrimental. I'm so pissed because I love that thing. It's cool. I've been sitting on it for over 15 years. It's been sitting in my storage shed waiting for the perfect place to put it. And that's the perfect place to put it. Fortunately, that fireplace is valuable. I didn't know this. I was doing some research online. Thank God for the internet. Al Gore. You gotta give that guy credit for inventing the internet. I mean, he's just amazing. Friggin' clown. Anyway, I was doing some research out in California. The latest trend right now in California is building retro houses from the 70s, complete with furniture, decor, lighting, everything. End up with something that looks like it's out of the 70s, you know, so you got the gaudy light fixtures and the wallpaper and the olive green carpeting and stuff like that. These fireplaces are in high demand out in California right now. And that unit sitting in there, in the shape it's in, $5,400. Wow. So I could sell it and make some serious ching off of it. So I might do that and turn around and take that money and either buy a pellet stove or a wood burning stove. I prefer a wood burning stove, which will have a sealed door so it won't suck all the heat out of the room, and then it'll do a better job of radiating heat as supplemental heating. I think that's the way I'm going to go. Wood stoves are not pretty. They have a small viewing window for the fire. It's not ideally what I want in that corner, but I guess I got to be smart about this. So the fireplace might not happen this winter. So be it. But the insulation under the floor has to happen this winter, before winter, because there's so many areas where that insulation is completely dropped away, and you look up and all you see is just raw floorboards, and all the heat that I'm losing through the floor is staggering. And the furnace that's in here is original equipment from 1974, and it's basically nothing but a campfire and a fan. So that poor little guy is struggling to try to keep it warm in here. And I can make it a lot easier by doing this insulation job. So I think that's what I'm going to focus on. And yeah, so that's how it's going to be. Now I have an electric electric fake stove, you know, and I'm gonna probably end up putting that in that corner after I get the rock up and all that other stuff, just to make it look cool for Christmas. But I don't think the fireplace project's happening this year. So that being said, I'm trying to formulate a game plan on here to what to do. And I think I'm gonna start laying the tarp down on the east end of the trailer. So the floor is done. And I can roll around under there in normal clothes and not have to suit up like a hazmat guy just to be under there and start dealing with this insulation. So I'm not so sure the girlfriend's gonna come and help with this a lot, but we'll see. So that's where we're at. So as soon as I can get some ambition here, and if this frickin' woodpecker come back so I can get that problem off my mind, I'll get cracking on it.